What's going on, guys? Welcome back to our 21-part guide for the FGC characters. Like I did say, you guys did not hear me wrong. There's going to be 21 videos breaking down almost every single aspect of Ken, Terry, and Ryu. So make sure you stick around or just watch whichever character you main. But I promise you it's going to be definitely worth the watch. I placed top 40 in my state, Georgia, which is like a really stacked region, for my first year of playing competitive Smash. So I think I know what I'm doing a little bit with these characters, and I can definitely give you guys information. My past channel was full of guides like this, and I wanted to be able to recreate them and update you guys on how to get better at these characters. So stick around, and I hope you guys enjoy. Ken's character kit is basically extremely explosive. He gets high damaging combos, quick, good kill confirms that are pretty hard to keep up with as the opponent if you're not familiar with the matchup. Two things that make Ken different from the rest of the cast is that Ken has the auto turnaround mechanic, which makes him always face his opponent, and he's also able to cancel his normals into specials. Right here I have a couple of examples of what I mean by Ken being able to face his opponent at all times and also being able to cancel his normals into specials to get high damaging combos and quick easy kills, and hopefully you guys enjoy them. And right after that we're gonna get right into the guide. Alright, so first off we have Ken's jabs 1, 2, and 3. Ken's jabs, in my opinion, aren't the best moves in this kit. Honestly, I don't use it much because there's an inconsistency problem where if Ken does jabs 1 and 2 and tries to cancel off of those, there's a part where jab 1 and 2, between jab 1 and 2, your opponent can shield, they can get a quick smash attack in, they can roll away because of the fact that it doesn't have enough hits done, right? So usually I don't go for that confirm with Ken because he has other options that he can go for that are way better and way more consistent. But you know, it is a really good tool to have in your kit if you want to mix things up, but it's never something that's a high priority for me. Next up is Ken's P-Jab. Now, what does the P stand for in P-Jab? It stands for proximity. That means you have to be up close to your opponent to get this move to come out. In order to get P-Jab, you simply hold the A button like you're doing a heavy attack and the move will come out. Now, P-Jab is a really good move to use to extend combos. It does 14%, which is absolutely ridiculous in terms of Ken's kit because it just puts in so much damage in early percents and puts in so much damage in kill confirms. So it gets you to your kill confirms pretty easily. It's honestly one of Ken's best moves, but it does have some inconsistency issues, but you'll find that out later on as you play. I personally think this is one of Ken's best moves. Next up we have Ken's heavy jab. We call this heavy jab because you can do this anywhere on the stage and it's not proximity based. It's really not one of Ken's good moves whatsoever. It's actually probably one of his worst, to be honest. We as Ken mains don't really like this move as much, but it does come in handy here and there, but it's really not one of the moves that we actually intend to use a lot of times in our neutral. It's just really not that good. It doesn't do any shield damage. It just basically knocks your opponent away and does 19%, only if you do it perfectly spaced. Otherwise it really doesn't do much. Next we have Ken's P-Tilt. This move is so good. So Ken's P-Tilt is kind of like Ken's jab, except it has a lot of end lag, but it's way more consistent. It makes a lot of mix-ups for SDI, so usually people have to SDI towards you, but other confirms that Ken has, people want to SDI away, so it mixes up SDI. It's so good. You can use it for jab blocks, you can use it for so many things in Ken's kit. Guys, if you want to pick up Ken, make sure you learn how to use your P-Tilt properly, and make sure you learn how to do P-Tilt conversions because it's so key to his kit, guys. It's really one of his best moves. And I'm not trying to overrate it here, I'm just trying to boost it so you guys understand how serious and how good this move is. Next you have Ken's light F tilt. This move is indeed one of Ken's most important neutral tools. The leg is invincible, it has a little bit of a disjoint in front of his toes, and the sweet spot sends your opponent right up into the skies. You can combo back air after this, you can combo nair, you can combo dare, you can combo up air. Sometimes you can combo short, you can depending on your opponent's DI. It's just that good of an option, guys. Next we have Ken's heavy F tilt. This is Ken's most useless move, I think. Unless I already said that for heavy jab, but now this one's worse. This one's way worse. It's a good move because it kills people. You know, it's a kill move, but the thing is the sweet spot is so tiny and it's so laggy, and this move can't even be canceled. it's really not worth it. You can just go for like a down to roundhouse kick or down to shoryuken or something, right? But instead, we got this weird punch move that doesn't do anything on shields. The sweet spot is extremely small. It's really just not a good move. Hopefully it gets buffed later on and it actually becomes a useful attack. I have came up with mix-ups for it, but those mix-ups literally can be, you know, substituted for something else, so it's really not all that. This is Ken's up tilt. It's not as broken as Ryu's up tilt was in Smash 4, but it's still a pretty good move. You can get 2 up tilts in succession and combo off of that. 3 is usually just pushing it. 2 is probably like around the average, to be honest. 3 is where you're just straight up pushing it because people will fly too far away. As you can see how far Ryu is. Imagine somebody was DIing, they'd be so far away from me at this point, right? Ken's up tilt can convert into like his Nair, convert into all of his specials like I mentioned earlier. It's honestly such a good move. It catches people's jumps out of shield. It adds a lot of shield pressure because now they can't jump, and you can get a lot of shield combos off of Ken doing up tilt on people's shields or his down tilt. But it's just that good of a tool, guys, and it's very good for shoryuken because you pop them up perfectly to get like the sweet spots on the attack. So keep that in mind. Ken's up tilt is such a good move. It's something you want to go for a lot, but this is the downside for his up tilt. His up tilt doesn't work on a lot of small characters because of where the hitbox is placed. So sometimes you will just miss Pikachu. If somebody pancakes or they get low after their attack, it's better to not go for up tilt, basically because the move itself isn't programmed to catch people who are so low or down at my ankle type height. So keep that in mind. Ken's heavy up tilt is one of Ken's best moves. It's honestly just so broken. So as you guys can see, it's invincible, and it also has an incredibly huge disjoint above it. The way we use this heavy up tilt is we basically react to how our opponent's landing or where they're landing, and we hit them with the attack. And we can compete with so many things. We can compete with like Falcon down air, Link Nair. We can compete with so many things because of this thing being so disjointed and invincible, right? So usually with most characters, it's kind of hard to follow people when they're flying in the sky, and you want to stay grounded. But Ken and Ryu have such good walking speed, and they have auto turnaround as well, so they're always facing their opponent. You just have to walk towards them, and then as soon as they're trying to land, press heavy up tilt and you bounce them right back into the sky. It's such a good tool, guys, and I promise you, like, once you get the handle of heavy up tilt, your opponent's going to be afraid of landing against you, and once you get them afraid to land, you basically own the skies because you're on the ground. Alright, so next up we have Ken's light down tilt. This is one of Ken's most useful moves. This is the move you're going to spam the most in neutral, guys. This thing does good shield pressure, forces your opponent to pick an option, and you can also use your down tilt to predict what your opponent's next options are going to be, such as, are they going to jump out of shield? Okay, then you can switch from down tilt into up tilt and catch their jump out of shield. Are they going to roll away? Then you can stop pressing down tilt, dash, and then down tilt again. The move is frame 2, guys. It's extremely quick, so you can use down tilt out of shield to convert into like a down tilt shoryuken combo. You can use down tilt to convert into almost any special you want. Well, you can use it into any special you want. Literally, down tilt cancels into every single special that Ken has perfectly. It's useful in all situations, guys. It's just that good of a move. Next up, we have Ken's heavy down tilt. This move is pretty like average-ish, but it's still really good. Being average in Ken's kit is still an impressive feat, to be honest, because of the fact that it puts people in perfect situations for like his roundhouse kick cancels. It puts people in perfect situations to get spikes at ledge. It's such a good move to poke with, guys. Don't sleep on this down tilt, like the heavy down tilt roundhouse stuff, or this heavy down tilt overall. It's so good at poking at shields. It's such a good move to have in your kit. You have to know how to use it properly, just because it has a lot of lag at the end of it. So you want to make sure that whenever you're canceling with heavy down tilt, you want to know that either you landed the hit or you're on shield, and you want to know what options you go for after it. You have to plan ahead with this character and also react to what your opponent's doing. Next, we have Ken's dash attack. This move isn't really going to be used a lot at all in neutral unless you get really desperate to get a kill, or if you read something. Honestly, it's a pretty decent-ish kill move, to be honest, and it's also really good for getting the late hit for shoryuken, which that's pretty advanced stuff, so I won't talk about it right now. But overall, it's not really all that because you can't cancel it, and if you can't cancel a move in Ken's kit, honestly, it's not something you want to go for too much because it's kind of dangerous. It makes you a basic Smash character, and most of the time you want to fully exploit the fact that you can cancel some of your normals. So everything that's not cancelable, you want to make sure that you only go for it when you know it's going to connect. Next, we have Ken's F smash. When I first picked up Ken, this move is actually broken. I haven't been using it as much as I need to be honest. It's so strong. So Ken's F smash, the sweet spot is on the foot, and then everything else is a sour spot, which kind of sucks. The sour spot is complete trash, but the sweet spot is good because you can actually combo into the F smash, which is so dumb. I don't know who thought that was smart to leave in the game, but you can combo Ken's specials into his F smash. And at ledge, that takes stock so quickly. If your opponent picks the wrong option, you read them, it takes stock so quickly. So guys, please keep that in mind. I will show you guys how these combos do work and how you can exploit them in Ken's F smashes, because his F smash is a pretty good tool. Ken's up smash is pretty but the cool thing about his up smash is on frame 1 he ducks. So as soon as you press that up smash, he gets extremely low, and then he comes in with the uppercut. So most times I wouldn't go for up smash because I can probably go for Shoryuken, right? But there are times where someone's pressuring my shield and the attack is basically at my head height, right? But if you use Ken's up smash, he'll immediately duck. So he'll get below the hitbox and come back with a hitbox of his own and hit them, which Shoryuken does not provide. So make sure you keep that in mind whenever you, let's say a Ness is using fair, a rising fair on your shield, you can use up smash and duck underneath his fair and hit him for it. But Shoryuken cannot do the same thing, and no other out of shield option that Ken has can do the same exact thing in those moments. So up smash has its uses, but it's very specific. Ken's down smash. Oh man, this is something that's new that was not in my old guides for sure. So Ken's down smash can be cancelled now, which is pretty stupid. The move does like 19.5%, almost 20% on its own, and now it can be canceled into other moves. So the cool thing about Ken's down smash is that at early percent you can get really quick 20% plus combos on your opponent and just basically put them at kill percent within the next interaction. So you need like probably a maximum of 3-4 interactions and they're dead, right? And anything below that, really, you just rob them of their stock. Ken is just that good now that they gave him that down smash ability. And there's a secret tech with down smash called a Kara cancel, but we won't get into that today because that is extremely difficult. But all I gotta say is a Kara cancel allows Ken to cancel his attacks without touching his opponent. So he can cancel his down smash into a Shoryuken without touching anybody. Next up is Ken's Nair. Is going to be another one of your moves, just like down tilt, like I said earlier, light down tilt. Ken's Nair is literally another one of your moves where you're going to be spamming this a lot in a match, but you have to make sure you use it properly, guys. There's so many Ken mains that I fight who literally continue to approach with Nair. And hear me out, Nair is a good combo starter, right? It's so good, it has a lot of stun for a move that literally cancels within 5 frames of landing, and we have like 2 frame attacks that come out right after, so it's pretty stupid. But the thing is, I know so many Ken mains to just jump in there, jump in there, jump in there, and all I have to do is walk back and then hit you for it, because Ken jump-ins in this game have no drift. So if you jump towards somebody, you can't pull yourself back out unless you use focus attack or something to retreat. So Ken's jump-ins are not something that you want to spam in this game because it's so telegraphed and you can easily get punished for it because there's nothing much you can do except for jump out or focus attack out. And if you jump out, you just gave up your second jump. If you focus attack and you get red for that, then that's even worse. So you want to make sure that you use your jump-ins sparingly and use them. The way I use my Nairs is I wait for my opponent to press a button before me. I never want to use Nair as a button I press before my opponent unless I get a really good read. Otherwise, I'm reacting to them first, and then I go in for my Nair, alright? Ken's Fair is one of my favorite moves to use in the air, to be honest, because it's just kind of stupid. The way this move works is Ken has a sweet spot and a sour spot on this attack, right? And the sweet spot sends your opponent flying, but the sour spot just pops your opponent above you if you landed. And it does incredible shield damage. So, the cool thing about Ken's Fair, right, is you can use the sweet spot at early percents, and let's say you get sweet spot fair. Right after you get the sweet spot fair, you can get a back air Hadoken, right? At an early, easy 30-40%. I can't remember what it is at the top of my head, right? Or you can go for the sour spot, and then you can go in for P jab and crescent kick, blah blah blah, a whole bunch of stuff, and get a lot of damage. You can literally pick how you want to confirm off of this move depending on how you hit your opponent with it. And there's so many mix up with this move, guys, that it's honestly very detrimental. It has a lot of range. It's really good to compete with a lot of other attacks in this game, especially if you throw it out first and you catch them on their startup. Guys, this move is so good. So don't sleep on this move whatsoever. A lot of Ken mains don't use this move enough. Like I literally don't see a lot of Kens use this move at all, which is honestly just stupid because it's one of Ken's best moves. I don't understand. Next up, we have Ken's Bear. This dumb move does 19% at low percent, you can actually combo bear into down smash into whatever special you want to cancel into. So you can imagine why I say this is one of another one of Ken's best moves. I'm going to break it down to show you exactly why this move is so good. It's a kill move, a combo starter, a move you can use within combos. It is a mix-up tool. It's literally built to be broken. It's literally built to be broken. And the thing is, because Ken has auto turnaround, it's kind of hard to break through to get the turnaround animation to get the bear when you jump. So that is a big nerf for Ken. A lot of Ken players would prefer that we could have the bear active, which I kind of agree. I would love to have bear as a easily accessible move in neutral because it's one of our best moves. It's literally so broken. And if you guys remember, Smash 4 reuse, like back air spam was just straight up busted. Like, it was actually incredibly hard to deal with, and it's no different in this game. It's just simply that auto turnaround makes it harder to back air because there's more frames to get the back air to come out. So it's not something that we use too much, but once you land a bear on somebody and you know how to convert off of whatever situation you use it in, then honestly it's one of the best moves you can use in your neutral. Next up we have Ken's up air. When I first picked up Ken, you probably think the same. I thought up air was a trash move. That's far from the case. That's very far from the case. Ken's up air can be converted from itself, so you can up air into up air, you can nair up air, you can fair up air, you can do so many confirms into up air, right? And the cool thing is, up air is literally a move that confirms into Shoryuken and gets kills off of it. So it's a kill confirm basically. It literally confirms into Shoryuken at mid percents, probably even earlier percents, and just rob people of stocks, especially if you have rage. So keep that in mind. This move does look weak at first, but up air can combo into even a spike. It can combo into down air, guys. Like, that's dumb. Like, it's so dumb that Ken's nair can combo into its up air, and after it combos into that up air, it can combo into a down air. That's how dumb Ken is as a character. Next up, we have Ken's down air, which is honestly one of the dumbest things in Ken's kit because of the fact that in this game, most spikes send you straight down, right? But Ken, his spike sends you at an angle. So let's say you're on stage, let's say you did a regular getup, right? And the Ken main dashes up to you. He can do a combo that converts into down air, and literally there's nothing you can do about it. You can't tech the stage or anything. You just have to eat it up because of the angle it sends you, guys. So keep that in mind. You can kill people while they're on stage, while they're above the stage with a spike. We're finally getting to the specials. So first special we have is Hadoken. I'm not showing you guys any of the non-input specials today because, I mean, that's just dumb. I'm not the type to show you guys non-input specials. So all the specials you see on the screen are me doing the inputs, and these are the command inputs right here. They're in the game. All you gotta do is go in training mode, hit the move list button, and everything is there for you to learn. So Hadoken is down, forward, A, right? And literally it sends a pretty decent projectile towards your opponent. The problem with Hadoken is it's not the best projectile in the game. For example, jabs can beat it out. A lot of moves can literally beat out of Hadoken and ignore it, right? And Hadoken is around 57 frames of lag, almost a second long. So it's really a laggy move that throws a pretty projectile. But the thing is, Hadoken becomes a pretty busted projectile if you know how to use it properly. So even though the downsides are pretty bad, it pays off so well when it works properly. So keep that in mind. Another thing about Hadoken is it has 3 variations. It has the light Hadoken, medium Hadoken, and heavy Hadoken. Light Hadoken is slow, does less damage. Medium Hadoken is medium speed, does medium damage. And heavy Hadoken is incredibly fast and does pretty good high damage, right? And as you can see here, this is a comparison of the speed and percentages of all 3 Hadokens, starting from the same spot where Ken is standing all the way to hitting Ryu. You can see how light, medium, and heavy all come in contact at different times and do different percentages. Next up, we have Tatsumaki, which is honestly one of Ken's best combo extenders until they nerfed it. But it's okay. If you know how to use Tatsu properly, you can still get a lot of good strings, but sometimes, especially at low percents, is not the best option to go for. I highly suggest you go for Hadoken over Tatsu at earlier percents, because Tatsu itself, they nerfed it and messed around with a lot of the percentages and the hit advantage. So basically, sometimes if you hit somebody with Tatsu, you're either even or you're negative on hit, which is not worth it at all. Alright guys, we finally got to Ken's most iconic move, this Shoryuken. So Shoryuken is one of the scariest moves Ken has in his kit because the sweet spot is at the tip of the attack. So you can catch your opponent's jump ins and kill them off with Shoryuken. You can convert from combos into Shoryuken. It's literally a move that does almost anything you really need it to do. Now Shoryuken has 3 variations: the light, medium, and heavy Shoryuken. So light Shoryuken does 1 hit, does not send your opponent far, doesn't do a lot of damage, and he doesn't jump as high as heavy Shoryuken. Next up we have medium Shoryuken, does 2 hits, does medium knockback, medium damage, and the height it jumps is medium level. That's why it's medium Shoryuken. Now for heavy Shoryuken, it does 3 hits. It has incredible height, incredible knockback, incredible damage, and is what you're going to be looking for on the ground to get your Shoryuken conversions. Now, something I didn't mention to you guys is very key, that heavy Shoryuken is weaker in the air, so it's only strong on the ground, and then medium Shoryuken is actually stronger in the air than heavy Shoryuken, but is weaker on the ground than heavy Shoryuken. So in the air, you'd go for medium Shoryuken. On the ground, you'd go for heavy Shoryuken. So one last thing before we move on, I did gas Shoryuken up to make it seem like a very good move, which it really is. But just because it's a really good move does not mean you should spam it in neutral, right? So I know a lot of Ken mains who would just throw out Shoryuken because they're stressed and they just really want to kill. That's not smart, because although Shoryuken has almost no landing lag, you do have to fall from the sky. You have to fall from where you just flew up, right? So if your opponent sees you fly up, they can react to you falling down and hit you with an F smash or something. They just have to not be scared, and to be honest, most times they're not scared and they're just going to kill you for spamming it like that, or they're looking for you to spam it. And so please be careful and know that this move is something you only use when you know your opponent's jumping in, or you've reacted to them jumping in, or you're going to use it during a combo. Next up, I talked about it earlier in this guide, you have Focus Attack. Focus Attack is Ken's best tool in terms of getting out of disadvantage. So Focus Attack, what it's useful for is Focus Attack can eat up 1 hit. Alright, only 1 hit, not 1 move, okay? The difference between 1 move and 1 hit is a very fine line. 1 move is Ivysaur's Nair, which has multiple hits, okay? Ken can only eat 1 hit, and depending on how long you charge Focus Attack, you can eat up stronger hit. In this clip right here, I'm going to charge up Focus Attack to level 3. We have level 1, level 2, and level 3. Level 3 is the level of focus that can eat the most percent from 1 hit, okay? So I'm able to reuse F Smash and then deliver the level 3 hit and stun him. Now, level 1 focus just sends your opponent flying. It's really not that good with Ken because you cannot combo off of level 1 focus. Next up, we'll have level 2 focus. Level 2 focus comes when you see Ken flash yellow the first time, alright? So first you click focus and then he flashes yellow. Once he flashes yellow, that means you've entered level 2, okay? So once you hit level 2, you can stun your opponent and then they fall down. Next up, you have level 3 focus where Ken blinks yellow twice. After level 3, you get a little bit more charge time to eat up, incredibly strong hits, and then you can hit them with the focus attack, and then they're down for such a long amount of time. Level 3 focus itself does 20%. Most times people shouldn't get hit by this, but if they do get caught by this, that is a free 20%, and then you can combo in after that. Now, one cool thing about focus is it's a good move because it can eat up 1 hit, and it can also be used as a way to displace yourself in the air. Like I said earlier, Ken's jump-ins are so telegraphed, but focus attack allows you to cancel it and move back and forth in the air. So the way to cancel focus is you press down B, hold the B button, right? And then you flick twice into whatever direction you want to go into. So you flick twice to the left if you want to go left, you flick twice to the right if you want to go right. And then Ken will just jump out of focus and propel himself into that direction that you told him to go towards. You cannot flick left once and then flick right and cancel. You have to flick twice in the direction you're going into, alright? So keep that in mind. Next up, we have Ken's kick commands, which is pretty weird because Ken's kick commands cannot be done with the B button. Whenever you do these command inputs, you have to press the A button for them to come out. So I don't know if you can call them specials or whatnot, but you can cancel your normals into them. So for now, we're just gonna call them specials, right? So first up, we have Crescent Kick, which is really good because it's one of Ken's combo extension tools that literally carry Ken in terms of the damage output region. Without Crescent Kick, Ken cannot be able to do these crazy damaging combos and mix-ups because Crescent Kick takes his basic combos and extends the tree even further. Now, Crescent Kick has 2 variations, the light and heavy variation of Crescent Kick. Light Crescent Kick, it's what we use to combo. Heavy Crescent Kick is what we use just to flick the person off stage. The second part of the Crescent Kick is called an Inazuma Kick. It basically, you just have to hold the A button and you do a little flick, and that knocks people off stage, puts them in a weird angle, or it also does a little bit of shield damage and pushes people back. So it's a pretty good tool depending on how you use it, and it all relies on your awareness of what's going on in game and how you apply it, depending on whether or not you want to combo people, mix up their shield, or add shield pressure. Next up we have Ken's roundhouse kick. This move is one of Ken's best kill confirms because it's so good as a mix-up. Most times if you do down to short, you can, for example, your opponent is going to be holding away, right? But at ledge, if you do down to a roundhouse kick and they're holding away, that's the incorrect DI. And if they do that, they'll die a lot earlier than they're supposed to. Another thing roundhouse kick does is it does a lot of shield damage and breaks shields. I will explain this later on in the combo guide because it's pretty difficult to pull off because it takes a lot of in-game awareness. You also have to understand shield sizes. You have to understand shield poking. There's so many things to factor into the equation when going for these shield break confirms with roundhouse kick. So keep in mind that this thing is an invincible leg, guys. So it can literally compete with so many things in this game. There are actually techs in this game that allow Ken to dash up roundhouse kick. So he's dashing up and throwing out a huge invincible kill move that is safe on shield and also incredibly strong. Alright guys, so the last thing we're going to talk about in this guide are Ken's throws. Luckily for you guys, throws really aren't that complicated to understand, especially with Ken. Ken doesn't have any combo throws, so literally all he uses his throws for are to reposition on the stage. For his up throw, he throws his opponent upwards. His forward throw, he throws his opponent forwards. For his down throw, this is the cool part. His down throw, when you throw them down, you have the choice to get a combo if your opponent does DI wrong and holds in. But if they DI out, it's not a true combo. You can't get any true combos out of down throw, but you can get frame traps and pressure from it. So for the last throw, which is my favorite throw, is Ken's back throw. Ken's back throw allows you to reposition yourself by grabbing your opponent and rolling across the stage before you launch them off. Unlike most characters in this game, this allows Ken to get full on stage control from almost anywhere on the stage simply because his throw travels him across the stage, and then after that it throws his opponent from where he finished his roll. Alright guys, that's everything I have for the Ken movement guide today. Hopefully I was able to show you guys some stuff and give you more insight on this character as a pretty good introduction to who this character is. I haven't made a guide in about a year, so this was actually very difficult for me to make in comparison to my other guides, which were they were a little bit more informational, but I felt like I was able to bring my point across. But as I proceed to go through all 21 of these guides that are coming for you guys, I definitely know I'll improve. I'll definitely give you more information, so stick around if you want to get better at this character. I promise you guys, it may seem difficult at first, but after a couple of, I'll say, weeks, months of practice, you'll see you're leveling up with this character and you're going to have so much fun with him. Like, I wouldn't enjoy Ultimate if Ken and Ryu and Terry were not here. These guys are so fun. They leave me so much space to entertain myself with this game and enjoy the game to the fullest. They allow me to be creative with myself, and I hope that you guys can see that within the characters as well and you stick around. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later.